Change is like the wind. It can come suddenly, gentle or fierce. Sometimes it's expected. Other times it catches us off guard. I remember a time when change hit me like a gust of wind. I had been working at the same job for 10 years. Then, one day, my boss called me into his office. "We're restructuring," he said. My position was being eliminated. At first, I felt lost, scared, angry. But as the days passed, I realized this wasn't the end. It was a beginning, a chance to start fresh. Change had opened a door I didn't even know existed. This experience taught me a valuable lesson. Change isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. Let's explore how we can not just survive change, but truly embrace it. Fear of change is deeply rooted in human nature. We cling to the familiar because it feels safe. The unknown can seem scary, like stepping into a dark room. Common fears include fear of failure, fear of the unknown, and fear of losing control. These fears can paralyze us, keeping us stuck in situations that no longer serve us. But here's the thing about fear. It's often more imaginary than real. As Franklin D. Roosevelt famously said, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." Our minds conjure up worst-case scenarios, forgetting to consider all the things that could go right. Understanding why we fear change is the first step in overcoming that fear. It allows us to recognize that our fears are often exaggerated. Once we realize this, we can start to challenge those fears, to question them, and in doing so, we can begin to see change not as something to be feared, but as something to be embraced. Fear is a natural response, but it doesn't have to control us. By understanding and challenging our fears, we can move forward with confidence. Embrace the unknown as a path to growth. Change is inevitable. Just as the seasons change, so do our circumstances, relationships, and jobs. Resisting change is like trying to hold back the tide. So instead of fighting against change, why not learn to flow with it? Embracing change means accepting that it will happen, whether you want it to or not. It's about adopting a mindset that sees change as a natural part of life, as an opportunity for growth and new experiences. When we embrace change, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. We become more resilient, more adaptable. We learn to see challenges as opportunities. Embracing change also means letting go of what no longer serves us. It's about making room for new growth, new ideas, new ways of being. Turn the page, excited to see what the next chapter holds. Navigating transitions can be challenging, but with the right strategies, it can also be incredibly rewarding. The first step is to acknowledge your feelings. It's okay to feel scared, anxious, or uncertain. These are natural responses to change. Don't try to suppress these feelings. Instead, recognize them, accept them, and then focus on moving forward. Next, focus on what you can control. In times of change, many things may feel out of your hands, but there's always something you can control: your attitude, your actions, your responses. By focusing on what you can control, you regain a sense of power and agency. Another crucial strategy is to stay flexible. Rigidity is the enemy of adaptation. Be willing to adjust your plans, to try new approaches. Lastly, seek support. Change can be overwhelming when faced alone. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Flexibility is like a superpower when it comes to dealing with change. It's the ability to bend without breaking, to adapt to new circumstances without losing your core. Think of water. It adapts to its environment, yet always remains water. Being flexible means being open to new ideas and ways of doing things. It means letting go of the notion that there's only one right way. As Bruce Lee famously said, "Be water, my friend." Water doesn't fight against obstacles, it flows around them. Flexibility also involves being willing to learn and unlearn. In times of change, our old knowledge and skills may no longer be sufficient. We need to be willing to acquire new knowledge, develop new skills. Cultivating flexibility is a practice. We can start small by trying new things, stepping out of our comfort zones. The more flexible we become, the better equipped we are to thrive in change. A positive mindset is like a compass in times of change. It guides us towards opportunities rather than obstacles. It helps us see challenges as chances for growth rather than insurmountable problems. As Winston Churchill once said, The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. Cultivating a positive mindset is about choosing to be that optimist. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging challenges while focusing on solutions. A positive mindset allows us to approach change with curiosity rather than fear. One way to cultivate a positive mindset is through gratitude. Even in times of change and uncertainty, there are always things to be grateful for. Another key aspect of a positive mindset is self-belief. Believe in your ability to adapt, to learn, to grow. By believing in yourself, you're already halfway to success in navigating any change. History is full of people who have not just survived change but thrived in it. These change champions can serve as inspiration and role models for us. Take Steve Jobs, for example. He was fired from Apple, the company he co-founded, but instead of giving up, he saw this change as an opportunity. He went on to found Pixar and eventually returned to lead Apple to new heights. Or consider J.K. Rowling. Before becoming a best-selling author, she was a single mother living on welfare. She faced rejection after rejection from publishers, but she persisted, seeing each rejection as a step closer to success. Nelson Mandela is another inspiring example. He spent 27 years in prison, yet emerged not bitter, but determined to bring about positive change. These change champions teach us valuable lessons. They show us that setbacks can be stepping stones. By learning from their examples, we can find the courage and inspiration to become change champions in our own lives. Embrace their spirit and thrive in change. Every challenge that comes with change also brings an opportunity. It's all about perspective. When we shift our view, we can start to see the potential hidden within the challenge. As the saying goes, when one door closes, another opens. Consider the story of a small bookstore owner I know. When a large chain bookstore opened nearby, many thought it would be the end of her business. But instead of giving up, she saw an opportunity. She decided to specialize in rare and local books, something the big store couldn't offer. Her store became not just a place to buy books, but a community hub. This shift in perspective, from seeing change as a threat to seeing it as an opportunity, is powerful. It opens up new possibilities. Remember, opportunities often come disguised as challenges. Look beyond the surface to uncover the opportunities hidden within the challenges. Change is a powerful catalyst for personal growth. It pushes us out of our comfort zones, challenging us to develop new skills, to expand our perspectives. As C.S. Lewis beautifully put it, hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. Think about a time when you faced a significant change in your life. Maybe it was starting a new job, moving to a new city, or ending a relationship. While these changes might have been difficult at the time, they likely led to personal growth. You might have become more independent, more resilient, more open-minded. Change forces us to adapt, and in adapting we grow. We develop new skills, gain new knowledge, form new relationships. The growth we experience through change isn't just about acquiring new skills or knowledge. It's also about personal transformation. Change can help us become more compassionate, more understanding, more resilient. Embrace change for the growth it brings. As we come to the end of our journey, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've explored why we fear change and how we can overcome that fear. We've discussed strategies for navigating transitions, the importance of flexibility, and a positive mindset. We've drawn inspiration from change champions and learned to see challenges as opportunities. But perhaps the most important lesson is this. Change is not something that happens to us, but something that happens for us. It's an invitation to grow, to evolve, to become more than we were before. As John F. Kennedy said, change is the law of life. So I invite you to embrace change, to see it not as an enemy, but as a friend. Remember, every ending is also a beginning. Every change brings with it the seeds of opportunity. Trust yourself. Believe in your ability to adapt and grow. For it is in embracing change that we truly come alive. Here's to change, to to growth, to new beginnings.